The Protoss player starting to the bottom right of the map. This time it is a Fnatic player. We have
Fnatic Late Call Oje.
was just able to beat JYP after JYP started with a double proxy gateway. And, well, right now he's facing a Zerg player to the top left of the map in the blue, starting for the Slayers team.
Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! A great player. Question is, what strategy will he use? I really feel like he may just go for 3 bases. Once he defends any 2 base pressure the Protoss puts on, then he puts on heavy roach aggression.
The pilot placement is pretty interesting though. Also.
Yeah, that is actually really weird. He's not walling, and the way it's placed, it may even trick someone into thinking he's going to do some sort of 2 gateway play or something out of the ordinary if he doesn't drone scout.
He starts with the Stargate, with the gateway opening, of course. If he doesn't use the Paladin on the low ground, then that's what you can expect. Whereas his opponent is starting with a standard build, going for the pool without gas, and will transition into an expansion. And I'm really interested to see what exactly O's idea is here. The Paladin placement, we already talked about it, to the bottom right, is still in the main base of his Nexus.
He may have some sort of crazy build, like a 4 gateway push plan. It's really interesting to me that on his opponent's map choice, he would do something like this. It's almost as if he's prepared to play on this map from this beginning. I mean, he knew it was one of the maps that were left once he was chosen to put out, but he can't have prepared this map, specifically this build, you know, for a lot of matches, because this is not something you would spend a lot of time practicing on without knowing what map you were going to play on necessarily. So this is really curious to me. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. Nice. Look at how he hides that drone so he can't be pylon blocked or probe blocked, then he sends it over. But there's no probe to be seen.
Yeah, he builds the expansion now, and the Overlords, well, they are on their way, but so far he has no idea. He saw that there is no pylon on the low ground, so right now you guys wonder a little bit, okay, what exactly is going on here? There's no pylon on the low ground, there's no forge, no expansion. What is he doing? So he's moving the Overlord in, and he will be able to spot this. He even scouts in his main base, trying to make sure that there is no proxy.
Yeah, he sees, because with like you said at the beginning of this, the gateways put the back, so he saw no wall even at the ramp, and he was like, what is this? Like, is this a 2-gate proxy? And that's exactly what Oz wants to scare him into thinking. It looks like Oz is just going to do Naniwa style here, drops the Nexus with just 1 gate, but no wall at his ramp. But against no speed for Zerglings, this is actually not going to be really a big problem for him, not having the wall, and he will just wall at his natural. And smartly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Decides, alright, well, I'm just going to take a fast 3rd here. I was going to do it anyways, but now I'm really comfortable about this.
Yeah, he's taking the 3rd, as you said, and, well, very early at that, at 420 already with the 3rd hatch, and now just droning it up. He has the Overlords to the bottom right, where the Stalker cannot hit it in a position so that he can start to have a quick peek here. And double gateway now as a follow-up for Oz, and that puts him in a position where he still can rely on 3 gates. He can push out a little bit, do some pressure if he realizes that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is playing too greedy, even adding the 4th gate here.
This is actually really cool to me. This is actually Protoss innovation that we're seeing. We saw this yesterday, we're seeing it again today. People are starting to figure out that actually you can go 1 gateway into 4 gates with fast warp gate research. It's not absolutely necessary to go forge fast expand. That may not be the most optimal build right now. With today's maps, for example, that are much larger, you can actually go for this 1 gateway expand. And I'm really, really happy to see that there is no longer just 1 build that people are doing. There are now 2.
The Overlord trying to escape here, probably able to pull it off. Yeah, he's fine.
By the way, there's no forward pylon, so he's not actually going to be warping any aggressive units with these gates. Warp gate research is done.
Even baiting a force field here.
Yeah, that was actually quite nice. It looks like a full wall off, but it's not. That's why the force field is used like that. See? Wow, that's actually... He's definitely prepared this for something else at the very least. Like, this is a build that he very clearly has practiced well. I think that's so interesting to me. Just, I mean, preparing for this map specifically, and it wasn't the map that he chose when he came out. That's just really cool to me. Oh, poor Oz, right in front of the Overlord.
Exactly, I was just about to mention it, that he put that robotics down right beneath the Overlord.
Yeah, that's what we call hiding in plain sight, man. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
18 lings on the way. for Yu-Gi-Oh! I wonder what the plan is going to be for those.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he has speed. I'm not really seeing him going for a Baneling Nest here, but apparently he just wants to be safe in case there's some kind of attack going on. Look how he's scouting on the minimap. You can see that he is sending lings all over the place, scouting for pylons, just trying to get an idea where exactly his opponent is positioned. He has those lings still at the wall off, still trying to have a look, but he knows that there are a lot of gates, so he does not really feel comfortable, and that's why he builds those circlings. He doesn't even want to try to attack or do anything with them. It's just like, okay, you have 4 gates right now, I know that. What are you going to do with them? In case you push out, I have to have something ready.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Ooh, a robotic support pick going up for Oz. Now this will actually not be spotted. It's hidden in a pretty good location. Sees the Overlord, chases it away. And this, for Oz, this could be a quite scary push coming out. He's going to probably hit with 2 Colossi. That's the magic number. Might go with range if he wants to get that right away. With the amount of gas he's mining with all 4 extractors, I think it's quite possible. Or assimilators, rather.
It's going to be interesting to see what exactly Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to do now that he reached Lair Tech. He immediately gets an Overseer because he wants to know what exactly is going on in his opponent's base so far. He doesn't really know what exactly this is. He's known about the gateways, he knows that there's a robotics, but he wants to know how many units does my opponent have and what exactly is going on the main base. This build is something that he probably doesn't encounter all too often, so he wants to make 100% sure that there are not some kind of shenanigans going on right now.
Yeah, and I like this. I mean, he is very map aware right now. Double Overlords on the right side, plus the one on the bottom right-hand corner. He's patrolling Zerlings at the 3rd base, so he knows if Oz tries to take a 3rd. He's got Zerlings running around the base in the center, so if Oz tries to take some weird forward expansion so he can attack and defend a little bit easier, he's going to be prepared for that as well. He's got, you know, units at the top right spotting for any sort of Warp Prism attack. Oz being very aggressive with these Zealots right now too, though, so both players are just really posturing around the map. However, there's still no vision of the Colossi, and he is going for range. He's going to hit with 2 Colossi.
And the thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not build a Spire, he didn't build an Infestation bit, he has no transition so far. He doesn't really get anything important, he also doesn't get any additional upgrades at this point. Just now starts the +1 attack, but still. He's on 1 evolution chamber, he is getting a lot of money here. A lot of minerals and gas, but no transition. He won't have Corruptors, he won't have anything to deal with those Colossi.
He's going to have only Roaches, and right now he's about to hit 30, 32, in fact, with 13 additional Roaches coming out right now. But this is going to be quite tough with good force fields. Even the Roach count that he's going to have is not going to necessarily be enough. He's just now starting +1s. He's going to hit against 2 +1 Colossi with range with sentries to defend. This is going to be so difficult for him to defend. Oz looking great here with this opening.
The speed for the Roaches is just now started, and well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really in a position where it's going to be tough for him to hold this off. There are no Immortals. That would make it even scarier.
Alright, now he's going to see... Well, will he see?
He sees the robotic spray. He knows about it.
Did not see the Colossi. They're actually still hiding in the main base. And he is actually going to wait for 3 of them rather than 2. He added the 4 additional gates, which puts him up to a total of, it looks like, about 8. 8 gateways, 2 Colossi, with +1. Warp Prism on the rally.
He's going for drop right now, but this is just coming way too late. And of course he can start to max out on Roaches here, but it's not going to be easy to hold this off. As you already pointed out, the additional rounds of Warp-Ins that Oz is using now increase his army supply to 79 against 112. The Slayer's player is ahead in overall supply and army supply, but the problem is it's only Roach and Ling supply against 3 Colossi already, a lot of sentries and Stalkers, and with good force fields. I don't know, this is going to be tough. This is going to be really, really tough for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, this is going to be quite tough. He's going for a counterattack. He's not going to fight this.
I like the Nidus network that he's building now.
That's going to maybe allow him to return home to defend. That's actually really smart. So he will attack here with a ton of Roaches and then try to defend. The probes are already pulled here, so he knows he's in the base race. He gets several of them away.
He can't just trade bases. He can't just build another base at the bottom right if he wants to and transfer his drones out. And here's the base trade. All right, now we're going into the main base of Oz, while Yu-Gi-Oh! Is being attacked by Oz in his own main. There are Stalkers everywhere. The Colossi take down the 3rd hatch for the Slayer's player. The Nidus network is done, but he has to build the entrance. He does, and the Roach at the same time are doing so much damage, taking everything apart here.
By the way, Kelder, no drones have escaped. Not even a single one. He has drones still left, but Oz is very careful about how he attacked the bases. He did not let a single drone escape.
Yeah, but now they will. That's what the Nidus is for.
Exactly,
so.
and this is actually so cool. He's sending a ton of drones into that Nidus.
Oh, he has to... The probes kill the Nidus. I don't believe it.
Well,
and now he sees it.
He can make another one, and he will. But if he kills the Nidus...
It's too late. He's going to lose it. Look at this.
Oh, he's going to kill the Nidus, and all the drones are in there.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
And he killed the Nidus in the main.
He has 7 left. 7 drones are left. Scattered somewhere on this map. The army supply at this point is 108 against 90. Oz has no base left.
I cannot believe he didn't stop those drones, actually. He watched them run by. The drones, I can't believe he didn't stop them.
He spotted one of the hatches already. This is...
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh did not realize that his Nidus was attacked by his opponent's probes. He could have just... There were also a few roaches in that Nidus. He could have just unloaded the Nidus. Everything would have been fine, but right now, this is a race, and what a race it is.
Yeah, and Oz, right now, it does have +1. The roaches, I believe, finished their +1 before it died, yeah. They do have burrow and burrow movement. So they're a pretty fierce roach army, and the army supply, you mentioned it before, it's in favor of Yu-Gi-Oh right now, 107 to 89, but Oz, he just has the better composition.
He didn't cancel.
Nope.
Yu-Gi-Oh didn't cancel. Why wouldn't you cancel here? That's another hatch that he basically canceled.
Yeah, and that's 300 minerals gone, and the drone.
1 pylon, 2 pylons. How many does he have?
He's got this one over here. There's a queen. He's got to be careful.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to save
it. The thing is, he has 1,000 minerals. So as long as this one probe, actually has 8 probes out. With the probes, he can build another Nexus, and this is exactly what he does.
Yep. He's going to take the old natural of Yu-Gi-Oh and defend here. And he has more probes, so he can start to get his economy up. However, the base of Yu-Gi-Oh that's been built has actually been made earlier, and he's going to be at a base that has more minerals. So these are all things that we may have to consider as the game goes longer. It's going to take a ton of pylons for Oz to be able to make anything at 97 out of 8, something that Yu-Gi-Oh is also not going to have to worry about because he has so many overlords left. He's the 130. He's got 14 overlords on the map, so he can actually start to build units immediately. And that's not something Oz is going to be able to do.
It's so funny to watch this. Both of them are reluctant to attack because they are afraid of a run-by. They are afraid of just some kind of attack. And the thing is that Oz definitely has his army is more beefy.
Oh, this is so bad though. Oz is actually trying to kill creeps so we can actually take the main base as well. Okay, the Zealot will spot this army. He needs to get down here ASAP. Oh, can he set up the concave though? A lot of his sentries stuck on the ramp.
You can't attack into this. This is suiciding what Yu-Gi-Oh is doing right now, and he knows it, so he pulls back immediately. You can't attack into this Proto army. It's way too risky. If he's in a good position and gets off good force field,
he's doing a Colossus drop.
Yeah, the Colossus drop. That's the big problem now. Because, well, those Zerglings are doing a good job so far, saving at least a few of these drones, but this is actually really annoying for him.
Yeah, he's not mining, but neither is Oz. He forgot to send his probes.
Uh-oh, that's really bad.
Oh wow, really needs to do this.
The problem for Oz is Oz has more money, but he's not mining, and the problem for him is that, well, Yu-Gi-Oh has, as you said, he has the supply. So as soon as he has a pool, he will be able to get Zerglings into the picture again. But first of all,
this is so embarrassing that Oz is not mining right now. I know he's dealing with these Zergling run-bys, but he needs to start pylons, he needs to start mining.
He did. He mined. Okay. He just pulled them back onto minerals, and that was really important. But he lost nearly a minute here. Nearly a minute of mining.
And he's going Forge first. I like this because this will allow him to make defensive cannons if he needs to. Also, it will allow him to start +1 armor because he has the gas to do that. That's something he can get immediately without needing any supply. And then he will, of course, I think he wants to take the Nexus in his opponent's main base as well.
But now the harvester count is 11 to 8 already. And as you mentioned, Oz cannot get any drones. The thing is, I think he needs to attack.
Yeah, because he's not making a second Nexus. He's not making any pylons. It's as if he doesn't even know what the next move should be.
Because he has the minerals to pull it off. So if you want to rebuild your army, if you really want to start this game all over again, you have to throw down these pylons.
Okay, he's making cannons. I think he's going to take the Nexus up here. It has to be. It has to be. That's his plan. He's still continuing with this Colossus harassment, but his opponent is... Oh, this is so smart! He's burrowed the roaches, so he's going to think that this is okay. But guess what? It's not. He needs to pick up and get out of there. Oh.
But why would you take that Nexus now? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to get this Nexus first. You need the pylons first. 2 Nexi, what are you going to do with 2 Nexus when you don't have the probes?
Yeah, when you don't have the probes and you don't have the supply,
That's not for the Nexus. I don't know why he's building the cannons on the high ground. I mean, he has some kind of idea what he wants to do here. Well, we are going to find out soon, but I don't think that we are going to see a Nexus here.
Well,
he's building another 2 cannons. Does he only want to have a ton of cannons and then move out?
I guess, okay, I actually, maybe you're right. That's actually something I didn't consider. What if he just leaves a few sentries and goes for, and he's even making the gateway wall, yeah, he's just going to go for an attack, and if his opponent tries to do a counterattack, he thinks he's going to win the race with this structure. Like, he's got the sentry with full energy there. He's going to have to use burrow movement to get up the ramp through a choke point where there's a concave of cannons. You're exactly right, Keller. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go for the attack now. He wants to end the game, and no run-bys will stop him. Not with that many cannons. If he wants to, if Yu-Gi-Oh really wants to kill all these cannons, he can, but it is going to take a hell of a lot of micro, and it's going to really be cost inefficient.
As we said earlier, he kind of has to move out here and has to attack. He was afraid of run-bys the entire time, and rightly so, because he does not have a lot here. But at the same time, if he really pulls this off, then there is no chance that Yu-Gi-Oh is actually going to run by and take this down. But the longer Oz waits, the worst situation is that he'll be in, because right now what Yu-Gi-Oh is doing is building hatch after hatch after hatch because he knows he needs the lava. He's teching. His Roach Run is going to finish. If he does not do something soon, Oz will lose this game because he just cannot compete with his opponent's
now he's doing it.
Army size.
He's doing it. He's committing. He's attacking. And his opponent is trying to avoid his army. And this is something I'm a little surprised Oz is even actually going to engage, because he's already set up the defense at home, but he's getting a lot of units for free. He's using the Warp Prism to micro his Colossi. This is something that's very rare to see, but it's really cool when there are no air units about, and oh, you may trap these roaches. It's not good to go up this ramp! That was scary. He's losing a lot already.
He has borrow movement, though. He could just... Is there still an observer? We have an observer, but it's not with the army, is it?
It is with the army. It's here.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Oh, and this is not good for Yu-Gi-Oh! He spent a lot of resources, and this is exactly what the cannon wall is for.
Oh, no, is he really walking to the trap? No, he isn't, but he splits his army. I like this. But the problem for Oz is that right now we have a Spire coming up for Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's just buying time. But he's losing all the roaches now. He's trying to trade at least against one of those Colossi. He's losing every single one of them. But as I just said, he doesn't have the gas. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have any gas at all.
And with 16 Stalkers out, even if he had gas to buy Spire Tech units with, he wouldn't have enough support for them. Oh, more roaches trying to go for a run-by, get caught in the middle of the map. He will lose them.
And suddenly he's down in army supply.
Yeah, Oz.
62 against 73. He just tries to rebuild these roaches. He can't build any anti-air units. He can't build any corruptors. He doesn't have the gas.
He's killed all of Oz's probes at his main base, by the way. We didn't really mention this. He lifted up 2 of the probes into a Warp Prism, and he's got 3 probes at his cannon wall, so he still has a few probes left, and he has enough minerals for a Nexus.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, he's actually still got a lot of backup plans here, but this attack is going to be quite fearsome. Here go the force fields. Roach is not able to fire. 3 Colossi with range, and I just don't think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has any chance left in this game.
No, he doesn't. If Oz does make a critical mistake, then he will lose. And so far, he played very, very cautious. He waited a long time. He set up this cannon wall on the high ground, and now he takes down base after base, and he will just kill him here bit by bit.
Yep, and he's even going to catch these roaches that think they're safe hiding. They're not safe. Nobody's safe. 5 more roaches on the way. That's going to put him up to a total of 21, but he will not have enough. There's still roaches. Killing the probes. Oz is I guess you could call it his main base right now, but
Oz is rebuilding probes, but he didn't see that those roaches were burrowed, so the roaches just unburrowed, taking down. And Oz is on the move, moving into the last base of his opponent, taking down not only the Spire, but also the Queen, and therefore the hopes of his opponent. There's just nothing left for Yu-Gi-Oh! Than to type GG. He's trying to run by here with all those roaches, but Oz, he has the cannons on the high ground.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Well done, by Oz. I was a little bit critical of his decision to wait, but in the end, his patience pays off. He set up a perfect plan. There's no holes in this plan, Really, there's not. There's no way for his opponent to really circumvent this. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Could have, if he were a little bit better with his Roach run-bys when the attack commenced, he could have helped, but...
GG.
GG indeed. Well done by Oz.
Oz knew exactly that he had to fight, that he could not wait and just let this game unfold again and rebuild his base. So what he had to do was just make sure that Runbys would not kill him. He played it very cautious. He played it very, very safe. He took a long time, and there was a risk of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being able to get units into the game that would just work against the composition that Oz had. Because as soon as he has a few Corruptors on the map, suddenly all these Roaches are so dangerous because the Colossi are gone. And, well, that never happened. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just didn't have the gas, he didn't have the time. If Oz would have moved out a little bit later, he might have lost the game, but he played a very, very intelligent game. And, yeah, it was pretty weird.
It was weird, but it was well done. I feel like I think I know who our next player is going to be. We see the map as Atlanta Spaceship, and yeah, he just sent a Zerg out and failed, but I think we might see Coca here. On Atlanta Spaceship, do you want to send a Terran out? Do you want to send another Protoss? Probably neither. I think you want to send out Coca. Play Coca in the late game against this guy. Can do it.
It's definitely something that you usually don't want to do. Coca is pretty strong. He just proved it recently in the GSTL, and now, well, Oz at least able to make sure that Fnatic is now only down 1 game. So if he is able to defeat another player, then suddenly the score is tied again. After Fnatic got, after Slayers got a really comfortable lead. So they have to really think about what they're going to do right now. And, well, who's it going to be?
Well, it's
JYP.
It's starting to look like, yeah, it's going to be Coca. Thank you for that, Coca. And JYP. Oz is not even interested remotely.
No, he's like, yeah, whatever, bring it.
No, no problem. Well,
Sella getting some FaceTime on the camera.
Yeah, Sella, man, he really was.
All killed 1 time, and he played 8 times in the GSTL so far.
7 and 7. Currently in Code B. Just goes to show how difficult those preliminaries really are. Dude, I don't know, the more I hear the song at the GSTL, the more I like it. I'm like starting to listen to the lyrics too, and I'm like, whoa, this song is really cool.
You can actually see Boxer and Jessica in the window.
Oh, wow. The spirit of Boxer flows through him. Wow.
Well, Oz against Coca, this is definitely going to be a very, very intense game. And Oz just defeated 1 Zerg player, but now he is up against another one that formerly all kills. We'll be back after a short break with the next PvZ here at the GSTL with Fnatic against Slayers.